Hey guys, Michael Ammernick here. Today's video I'm going to talk about what are probably the three most well-known exercises in the history of fitness and exercise. I'm talking about the push-up, the bodyweight squat, and the chin-up. They've been around since the beginning of time. But what I can say is that in my 20 years of working in the fitness industry with clients of all shapes and sizes and ages, these three exercises are very commonly performed with poor technique. So more importantly and more specifically, how these three exercises can be done at home. Considering the times that we live in with people finding it more and more difficult to get to a gym, these are great exercises that we can do from home. And I'm often asked or told, Mike, I can't go to the gym, I can't work out. What do I need? What do I need at home? I need this machine, I need to do this, I need this exercise. I'm here to tell you right now with all honesty and truth here, you need absolutely nothing. Okay, so that kind of brings us to these bodyweight exercises and how they can be applied into your program and how they can be made really, really intense, ratchet up the intensity. So I'm going to look at the push-up first, and then we're going to go into the squat, and last we will do the chin-up, or actually a variation of a do-it-yourself chin-up. Granted, I understand that most people don't have a chin-up system, a chin-up device at home. And if you do, you're one of the few lucky ones. But I'm going to show you how you can actually make a do-it-yourself chin-up with just some household items, and they got to be sturdy items. So with the push-up, the squat, and the chin-up, there are a couple very important principles and fundamentals that you really want to focus on to make them as efficient and as productive as possible. So one, range of motion. Okay, that's the amount of movement you have in the exercises. And two, tempo and pace. I don't know how many times I've been told by somebody that I can do 20 or 30 or 50 push-ups, and then we look at it and terrible range of motion, and they're just, it looks like they're in fast forward. So I mean, that's not how you're going to get a great workout. So when we go to the push-up, there are lots of different kinds of push-ups depending on where we place our hands on the floor in terms of how wide or narrow. So for this video, I'm going to do a push-up that would replicate where you would typically do a chest press or a bench press, which would be a little bit more of a chest-specific push-up. So this is going to be about 6 to 8 inches outside the width of my shoulders. So if you can follow me on the floor here. Now, first thing I want to show you here is how most people who actually work out pretty regularly and go to the gym, good for those people, but do their push-ups like this. And this is not how to do a push-up. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is okay. So we've got really poor range of motion, and what we want to do is we want to maximize range of motion. So the first thing is we get our hands 6 to 8 inches wide, and we want to get and establish a really tight core. Okay, this is actually very important with the push-up. So you're essentially in a plank position. I'm trying to pull in my stomach here, right? If we relax those stomach muscles, the body collapses here, and it makes it very hard to do this properly. So we're going to keep the hips and the back high. I'm trying to keep my eye line in line with my fingertips, or maybe an inch or two in front of my fingertips. Okay, now I'm going to lower myself right down, and I want to get my nose, my chin, and my chest to tap the floor at the exact same time. So if you kind of follow me here, I'm going to come down, all the way down, right back up. All the way down, right back up. All the way down, control, right back up. All right, so now applying increased intensity to your push-up. This is going to come down to the pace and your tempo, and whether or not you can actually pause in a certain position. So we know that with a push-up, the hardest part of the exercise would be the bottom, when you're right down against the floor. So I'm going to show you how we can make this harder by doing two things. We get back down into the push-up position, proper position, abs are tight. Now I'm going to apply a 3-second down, okay? And at the very bottom, I'm going to hold the bottom for a full second. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 1, 1,000, pause, drive. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, pause, drive. Okay? So these are little things that you can do to apply to a push-up to really make it a lot harder. Okay, so we're going to go from the push-ups and we're going to go into squats, body weight squats. Okay, like the push-up, we're going to talk about range of motion, depth of the squat, and also tempo. So, a couple of fundamentals here on technique. When we do a squat, so for this demonstration, I'm going to do this with my feet just slightly outside the width of my hips. Okay, now the goal of any squat should be to get your upper legs, knees to hip, to at least parallel to the floor. Okay, so this would be called like a half squat or a three-quarter squat. So we're going to come all the way down to the bottom, and my upper leg should be parallel. Now what I'm doing with my hands here, I'm just keeping my hands here as if I was going to hold some kind of a dumbbell or a kettlebell. We call that a goblet squat. Okay, so range of motion. I'm trying to get the bum down. If I can say this, in the fitness industry, they say ass to the grass. Okay, so we want to get all the way down, controlled. Keep the weight on your heels. This is very important to load your heels and make sure that you're not going up on your tippy toes. And what I'm doing there it is, I'm getting that little pause at the bottom. That makes it harder. We're going to burn those leg muscles, your quads. We hold the bottom there, get down low enough. Your glutes and even your hamstrings are also involved. So we do 3-second negatives. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Pause. Come on back up. We can make it even harder by doing a 3-second ascension to the top of the exercise. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. You do enough of those, your legs will burn. So it goes back to the question, what do I need? What do I need for a home workout? You don't need barbells, you don't need dumbbells. If you do enough of these, body weight exercises are really, really intense and super effective. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how to build your own chin-up or pull-up station at home with just a couple of household items that most people, everybody has lying around. So what I've got here are a couple of just simple folding chairs. Now we'll say this, you want to make sure that your chairs are a little bit sturdy. Okay, anything rickety and not able to support a person sitting down, you probably don't want to use it. So we've got 2 folding chairs. Could be a bar stool, could be dinner chairs, just be careful. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up a chinning station. So for this video, I'm going to set these up about a couple of inches outside the width of my hips, so I can kind of fit in between them. All right, now what you need is, this is where this is important, where you need to have something sturdy and something that's relatively strong. Okay, so what I've got here is something that I grew up my entire life with, my hockey stick. All right, so you can use a hockey stick. Personally, I would recommend using any kind of a yard handle, a shovel handle, anything like that made of wood. Do not use anything made of plastic like a kitchen broom. It will bend and it won't work and you'll hurt yourself. So what we do is we just sit this, your stick, your yard handle, whatever you're going to use, you're going to put it dead center on your chairs in the middle. Okay, now this does look rickety. It will slide a little bit. You're going to do your best to not slide. So this is not 6-7 feet off the ground, so it's not going to be a true chin-up, but it will get the job done and work your back muscles and your arm muscles very similarly to a chin-up. So we walk around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck myself underneath my bar, my hockey stick, or your broomstick, and for this I'm going to take that underhand chin-up position. So I've got my stick, my yard handle right in the middle of my chairs. Okay, and you're going to grip right dead center, sliding a little bit. Okay, so right dead center. Now before you actually pull yourself up, pull down a little bit just to sturdy it so you've got some resistance on the stick on the chairs. Okay, you don't want to pull it back, you don't want it to go forward. You're just going to hang nice and slowly with a straight arm. So there I am. Now what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to lift my hips up high. So the hips are high. Now what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to pull my chest as high as I can to my hockey stick. Come all the way up, right back down. All the way up, right back down. Okay, so there it is. Right up, and right back down. Okay, pretty safe. This is a hockey stick. It's square. A yard handle will be nice and round. Be a little easier on the hands. So one last thing about this at-home do-it-yourself chin-up station that I've created here. This actually resembles a little bit more of a rowing movement as opposed to a chin-up exercise. So the difference is when we do a chin-up, all of our resistance is vertical. It's up and down. Okay, so here we're lying down and we're face up, and we're doing this motion, which is a little bit more of a rowing motion, but it is excellent exercise for the back, and it can be very intense because you're working with body weight. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today I covered push-ups, body weight squats, and a do-it-yourself at-home chin-up station. If you have any comments, please leave them in the boxes below. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have anything you want me to cover, let me know. I'll do my best to get as many of these videos out to all of you. Have a great day and train hard.